we're going to take these humdrum miniatures and turn them into this, today on Writing and Role-Playing. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, my name is J.S. Matthews, and welcome back to Writing and Role-Playing. Now today, we're going to be starting a series where we're going to paint the heroes for Fantasy Flight's Journeys in Middle-earth's expansion, Shadowed Paths. I'm a big fan of this board game. My kids like playing it with me, and so I bought pretty much everything for it, and I've been slowly painting my way through it. I'm a big fan of painting minis. It's really relaxing and fun, and I've been working my way through Journeys in Middle-earth, my Zombicide games, and even some Warhammer stuff. So I feel like I've gotten pretty good. Probably not, like professional level or anything. But today we're going to start with the hero Balin from this expansion pack. And let's go ahead and jump right on in here. And I plan on making a couple different videos on these, so one for each character. Now for Balin, I started off by just priming him with black paint and then doing a little bit of gray over the top of that. I start with his cloak here. I almost always start with the cloaks. And I decided to paint his basically the same as what you saw on the card there. And I started with a nice corn red from Citadel Paints and just started lathering that on the whole cloak. Just making sure I get a really good base layer on this. This is my first mini painting video, so I promise I'll get better when it comes to focusing in my camera and stuff. It's definitely a lot harder than I thought it was going to be, with just trying to keep it in the sight of the camera and also actually allow me to see it. But here's the cloak when we were finished with it. Got that first layer down, looks pretty good. And the second thing we're going to do here is I'm going to grab Acadian Flesh Tone and I'm going to go over his face and his hands with this one. There really isn't much else to do with this, so nice little easy step here. Just get those hands and then do a layer on the face, and it does take a couple layers because of the black prime that I did, so I just kind of did a couple different layers of it, just touching up on the fingers and just kind of making sure I got it all covered. Now to paint these, I actually followed a guide written by Sarastro's Painting. He's got a YouTube channel, which is significantly better than mine. So if you're interested in more painting techniques, I would check his out over my videos. I pretty much learned everything I know from him. He also has some really good PDF guides for some of these as well. So I would suggest you check those out. I'll put some links in the description for you. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to paint his beard. I started with a layer of white, and then I did a little bit of Storm Vermin gray in there as well. But the white was pretty much the easiest. Just did the nice base layer there, just touched it all up. And you're going to see I'm going to do some more with this as well, but I start with that, layer of white. I don't even think I ended up using the gray. I think I just stuck with the white, and it looked really good. So I just kind of went with it. And here's how it looks. Looks pretty good. Again, I apologize for constantly painting at the bottom right-hand corner of the camera there. But I also realized I needed to add in the eyebrows here, so I just got, a smaller brush and just kind of touched up those eyebrows and even did some more highlighting along the top of the beard there. Ultimately, man, I think that beard came out really good. Really separates it from the mouth. Next thing I did was I grabbed a darker brown. I think this one is Dryad Bark from Citadel Paints, and I started painting in his clothing. I didn't do all the clothing. There's some lines that I'm going to use a different color brown on, but I went in here and just kind of got all those dark brown areas, just touched them up. So it's looking pretty good so far. Next up, I took a leather brown, and this was from Army Painter, and I decided to hit kind of his belt and all the, I guess, the frills on the coat, the outlines on the coat, and just kind of create a little bit of a different. I just didn't want it to be all just a dark brown. So I just kind of hit all those higher areas with this leather brown, and I thought it was a really good contrast to that dark dryad brown. This is kind of a paint scheme I go with a lot of the time when I'm painting leather, is the lighter leather and then the dryad bark brown, and they look really good together. I also use this brown to paint the axe handle, and so I add that in as well. Just trying to make sure I don't get those hands. Again, if you do mess up and you get the hands at all, just grab that Cadian flesh tone, put a little dot on there, it'll cover it up just fine. And, you know, mistakes can always be covered up, which is really nice with painting. Next thing up, I'm going to grab the bright gold here. This is the Army Painter. And I'm going to hit the little buckle on his beard here. And then I'm also going to hit his belt buckle. And just kind of get a nice bright color in there, and just kind of separate, you know, the different parts of the beard and that belt buckle. Alright, next up I'm going to grab some shining silver, again from Army Painter, and this is where I'm going to hit the axe, and then his feet as well, which are the plate mail boots. So that's kind of what I hit with all sort of the regular metal bits that I want. I use this brighter silver on. And here's how it looks so far. I really like the look of this as I was going through. I also used a little bit of that gold on the handle of the axe, as you can see there. I also took a little bit of this Stegodon Scale Green. Well, I'll say that a couple times fast. And I'm going to add it just to the top of that raven there. And now that we got that done, I'm going to grab Lothern Blue. This is a really light blue, and I'm going to color the top of the axe. It's a little gem. I thought I'd kind of make it look nice. And then we're going to go straight into the shading. I got some Agrex Earth Shade here. I'm going to hit anything that is brown with this Agrex Earth Shade and give it a good thick layer of that Agrex Earth Shade. And it really brings all those browns and golds and stuff together. And I hit the arms and the main part of the coat, as well as the axe handle. Next up, I grab a red tone quick shade from Army Painter, and I started hitting the cloak with this. And again, I do a really thick layer of this. I like the shades because I come back with some highlights anyways, and that really helps to kind of bring out the higher parts of the cloak. But I go ahead and hit pretty much every part of this with that Army Painter quick shade. Next up, we're going to grab the Nuln Oil from Citadel, and I'm going to add that to any part that's metal, so that means the axe handle and the gold areas on the beard and on his belt, and then of course the plate mail boots. And I even decided to add a little bit to the beard, and this really helped. Really kind of sunk into those recesses and made it look like, you know, it actually had some depth to it, and I really like the way those shades kind of turned out. And that is it for Ballin'. Pretty easy paint job here, really not that hard. A nice quick video. Really turned out well. I love the way he looks, kind of like a tough ranger sort of dwarf, and I like that. It's going to look really good with the game, and of course if we put it on our UDT, it's really going to look good. He really stands out with the other dwarves there. And I'm excited to get this one on the table. I'm excited to kind of get him out there for my players. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. A bit of a quick one today. If you did, leave a like, maybe even subscribe. I got plenty more coming up. We're also going to paint through the rest of these heroes. And yeah, I got a lot more stuff we're going to talk about. Anyways, hope you all have a great day. Thanks again for checking my videos. I will see you in the next one. And good luck with all your writing and role-playing.